you got cooking today?
I am going to show you how to make harira, which is a Moroccan lamb, tomato, and lentil stew.
God bless you.
I know.
Harira?
Harira.
Harara.
I swear that's how you say it. We here at Tara the Foodie have been given the opportunity to team up with Chef Ed Harris and his company called Knife and Spoon. You can find them at the link in the description box below. Now located in Atlanta, Chef Ed started Knife and Spoon, a plant-forward company working to build a community where they are encouraging everyone to eat more veggies. That's awesome, right? You can text hashtag eatmoreveggies to the phone number that you see here down below to join their plant-based community. They also offer cookbooks and aprons, and they are cute aprons. I'm gonna need one. There is a pink camo one. I need it, Ed. Okay. Anyway, check them out at knifeandspoon.com, and again, that link will be in the description box below. We were lucky enough to receive the World Traveler Spice Collection, which consists of 5 spices. And the first one that we are going to highlight in this video today, because believe me, you're going to get 4 more videos using all those spices because I am excited to try them all. The first one, though, that I'm going to show you how to use is called Afro Beats. And I'm sorry, how cute are these spices? The labels, seriously, there's little Ed Harris right there, and he's just adorable. We're going to spice our lamb with this spice and kind of go from there. So let's get started. We want to put a little olive oil in the pan here, and then we are going to let that heat a bit. Get yourself some lamb. You can get like a leg of lamb or a lamb roast and cut it up. Or if you can find like the stew meat already cut up for you, how amazing is that? So get yourself 2 pounds of it. So we're gonna season this with some salt. Now this is where Afro Beats comes into play. So with the salt, this does have a little bit of salt in it, but it's the last ingredient, so it's not that predominant. I'm just going to sprinkle this amazing blend of spices on this lamb.
What's in there?
Bay leaf, chili powder, cumin, garlic powder, sugar, allspice, cinnamon, smoked paprika, and salt. I'm just going to take my hands and mix this all together. So we're going to add this to the pan. Ooh, it's got that paper. 2 pounds-ish. Go a little over, hey, that's okay. The smell is already wonderful. I have it on medium-high because you want to get a nice sear to this meat. Now that I've got the meat all spread out, I'm going to hit it with just a bit more because I didn't think there was enough on there. And a little more of the salt. All right, so we are going to take an onion and chop it up as you do. So when your lamb meat is brown all over, you want to take it out of the pan. Still about medium to medium-high heat. I'm going to add a little more olive oil. Let's put this chopped onion in there. Stir that up and get that going. So I've got 3 cloves of garlic here. Now, I want you to see something. These are garlic cloves, okay? When you see a cookbook, a recipe that calls for, 3 cloves of garlic, this is 3 cloves of garlic. This is a garlic clove. So put your garlic clove into the press. This is a big one, so it might be a little hard. Get the part in here and hopefully it doesn't. Here we go. 2 tablespoons of tomato paste. This looks like a tablespoon, eh? Sure.
That's how we do it.
That looks like 1 and another. There we go. And I'm just gonna kind of work this into the onions a little bit first, and then we are going to give this pan what it is desperately screaming for, and that is some moisture, so we can deglaze it and get all of these flavors off the bottom of the pan. Let's hit it with some beef stock. And then see, All that goodness is starting to bubble up already. You want to take your spatula and just start to, in circular motions, rub and scrape the bottom of the pan to start bringing up all of that flavor. To that beef stock, I am going to add a 28-ounce can of whole peeled tomatoes. All right, so I'm going to take just a nice handful of cilantro and just take the leaves off of the stems. We're just going to rough chop. All right, so we want to put this into the pot as well. We're going to stir in this cilantro. I'm going to get the potato masher and I'm going to smash these tomatoes.
I can hear him screaming.
There's nothing you can do. This is what the tomatoes are going to get. Just take it. Watch, they're going to get me back, right? Smoosh it. Well, that was anticlimactic. Ooh, that one made a little sound. Smush these tomatoes. Oh. Yeah. Oh! Oh!
Oh! Where'd that go?
So this is just a beautiful stew already. And this is just the tomato and beef broth part of it. You can smell the fresh cilantro in there. So we've got our browned lamb. And we are going to return this back to this bath of flavor. So we will pour that in. And stir that in. We are going to put this lid on the pan, and we are turning our fire down to low, and we will simmer this for an hour covered. After an hour, we'll take the lid back off, and that's when we're going to add the chickpeas and the lentils. So the stew has now finished simmering for an hour. So we're going to go ahead and take the cover off and see what we're working with so far. So this has been simmering covered for an hour. We've got our chunks of lamb in here, the beef stock, we've got the can of the whole tomatoes that we crushed down and they're breaking down even more. We've got our onion in there, our cilantro, our spices, of course. So now it's time to add two different things. We are going to add chickpeas or garbanzo beans, same thing, and we are going to add lentils. So just pour the beans in your strainer. And this is, of course, the same bean that you use to make hummus with. Rinse them off a bit, and then go ahead and pour them as soon as the cameraman tells me I'm allowed to.
You just wait.
All right, stir those babies in. We're getting dangerously close on the can we do it. This is what you do, ladies. You lift it with the knife. Don't mess your manicure up. So here are the lentils. Look how teeny tiny they are. I've never bought canned lentils before, but this was in the Italian section of the grocery store, just so you know, because we had a hell of a time finding them as well. Shake a, shake a. Whoa, mama. Get these. This is a stew, and you know, when it's done, it's going to be kind of like a chili, really.
Chili? Really?
Yeah. If you just insist on using a certain pan, carefully stir it so that it's evenly incorporated throughout your stew. It smells so good. Oh, this is going to be good. We're bringing this up to bubble. And once it starts bubbling a bit, we are going to put the cover on. And we got a little bubble action going there, so we know that it's starting to heat through. Put that lid on, and we're gonna let this simmer with the cover on for 30 minutes. So it has been 30 minutes. We are going to take one more sip of wine and go ahead and take the lid off of this situation here and see what's going on underneath. All right, that's looking pretty good. So just give it a little stir. We're gonna leave the lid off and let it go up to another 30 minutes. It may not be 30 minutes. It's kind of up to you as well. So you're looking for the soup to thicken up now, so it's gonna be able to reduce a bit. And you also want this meat to be nice and tender.
Hooray for Harira!
Yeah! So I came over here and I've already been stirring it. It's got a lot of girth to it. It's thick.
Yeah.
But it's still soupy too. And you know, we're gonna serve this with a baguette. So you want something to soak that in. What I really was interested in is the lamb tender enough, because that's gonna make or break this stew. Grab one of these tongs and I'm gonna take it and just squeeze it and see if it falls apart easily. Oh, look at that. Will you look at that? Look at that, see? That looks pretty tender to me. That looks beautiful. I have a container here of some Greek yogurt, some extra cilantro for looks, but also to garnish the stew with, because it is a part of the stew. It's inside of the stew and it's beautiful. We'll go ahead and take a nice scoopful. Attempt to do it in a pretty way. Now in a restaurant, when you plate something like this, take like a towel, a clean towel, put your finger like this, and then, you know, you just take the bowl and clean it off like this.
We're getting fancy here, people.
Plating 101, or expediting, as they say. And then I've got some extra cilantro here that I'm going to tear and just garnish the top of this beautiful Harira Moroccan Lamb Stew. We heated up our baguette, which my cameraman is crunching on right now. So we better hurry up and taste this, or else the baguette's going to be gone. Yeah. The only seasoning that we had to use in this entire dish, aside from some kosher salt, was Afro Beats from Knife and Spoon. This seasoning is delicious and seasoned this Moroccan lamb stew, this Harira, perfectly. I'm gonna go ahead and take some of this beautiful Greek yogurt and just kind of spoon some of that in there. So I'm gonna stir some in there a bit. Get some chickpeas, some lentils, piece of lamb with that wonderful Greek yogurt. All right, time to taste. Wow. The meat in this stew is like butter. It's delicious. And it's something different, right? I mean, you don't always want to make the same thing. You know, you want to branch out a little bit. This is the first of 5 episodes that we'll be doing in conjunction with a knife and spoon to show you what these different spices can really do. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for hitting that like button and hitting the notification bell at the bottom so that you never miss a video when we post one. Thank you for visiting tarathefoodie.com, where we have a merch store with some new merchandise that you should be very interested in checking out. And all of our recipes, including this one, you can find there. And I am going to eat a little more of this stew and dunk my bread.
I'm next.
And Juicy Joe's gonna come in here and start digging in, so I better just have my bite. I'm Tara the Foodie, and I will see you next time.
Mmm.